These are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cha-Ching with Bling. I'm Courtney Matlick, and for those of you that may not have had the joy of sitting in on one of my webinars or seminars, I work for Stahl's CADCUT Direct, so we work a lot with the heat transfer materials and vinyl cutters. But one of the great things that I've noticed over the years with heat transfer materials is just the effects that have been able to be created, and I wanted to kind of bring that to you guys with this Bling webinar. Hopefully with this you'll be able to make more money with Bling heat transfer materials, is what I'm kind of referring to them as, and increase your business with a Bling and also complement some of the rhinestones and different things in different markets. For years we've been seeing Bling getting bigger than ever with retail designs and rhinestones just about everywhere. Recently I was actually at some industry trade shows, and I noticed how many rhinestones, of course, were there. But one of the interesting things is a lot of people were looking for what they consider like the next Bling thing. So rhinestones, while they're still growing in popularity, they are, everybody's starting to carry them. So what can you do now to differentiate yourself from, everybody else who's currently doing rhinestones and doing it more cost effectively? So the answer is obviously heat transfer materials and some of these Bling effects. So this is what I refer to as the next big Bling thing. And we'll look at some different glitter finishes and some simple foil finishes and how you can take them not only from the retail side but into sports and spirit wear and small businesses and where more CAD-cut and custom artwork kind of applies. So in the webinar we'll start by just taking a quick look at the CAD-cut process. I'm not sure how many of you may own a vinyl cutter or be familiar with the process, but I don't want to jump in too quick without getting our feet a little bit wet. And then we'll look at the 4 Bling heat transfer materials that are most popular, what they're good for, and what markets they would apply to. And then basically look at why heat transfer materials, and I'll give you some tips and pointers as to why they're a great, quick, less expensive decoration method without actually compromising the Bling factor. In some points, it might even give you more Bling for full color prints. So we'll go through those step by step as well. First, I want to take a quick look at the CAD-cut process versus the rhinestone process. For anybody who's actually familiar with the rhinestone process, there's a good bit of tools that are needed for it. So you either need a very expensive machine that will lie the stones down and create the transfers for you. You either need, if not that, an expensive design software so you can quickly create the holes and make it easier, not spend too much time on the art setup. Or you need a lot of time, depending on how you're planning on doing it, because the process is a multi-step process. When you're cutting rhinestone transfers, you typically would cut the design out, place the design on a backer board, brush the stones in, pick the stones up. There's just a lot of steps before you get to the heat press application that are a little bit more time-consuming than doing just a CAD-cut process. If you're not familiar with the CAD-cut process, it's basically just cutting a single color rolled material on a knife cutting vinyl cutter like I have here in the photo. It's just a Roland GX24. Traditionally, I think a lot of people have thought of this process as being old school for names and numbers, which is maybe where the thermofoam always applies. But in recent years, we've just added a lot of glitters and foils and a lot of different special effects that can really take this concept into more custom designs than just names and numbers on jerseys. So just to give you an idea, there's 3 easy steps when you're doing this kind of process. The first one is you cut it, the second one is you weed it, and the third one is you heat apply it. It starts with the artwork, and when you create design in CADCUT, you always want to start with a vector art design. This way your cutter is going to be able to read the cut lines when you create the design. Since the design will go through a weeding process, you always want to make sure when you create a design for the CADCUT process that it doesn't have a ton of fine lines or intricate detail, because it could be a little bit labor intensive to do the weeding process. Obviously, once you send the image to the cutter, you want to make sure it's mirrored so that it'll be able to heat press it in reverse, which we'll show you in this video here. Just a minute for the video to load on everybody's computer. I know there's usually a little bit of a time lapse, but I'm going to cut a 2-color design out here using the Roland GX24. The black cutter that you see here with the blue part is the motor. The black knife just cuts out the design. This is just a glitter flake material, and then I'll cut my second color, since this will be a 2-color design, out of a pink Fashionfilm Electric, which we'll get into the materials here in a few minutes. Once your design's cut out, you remove the excess, and the only thing that remains is where the design was cut around. These designs also have a weed border on them. They're just really good to separate designs. So if you have a large amount of designs and you don't want to weed too many at once, it'll help stop that. This is just weeding the glitter flake material that we'll look at a little bit here, so giving you a sneak peek. You'll see some of the cut lines are a little more difficult with some of the bling effects and looking for weeding, but as far as coming up off the carrot, it weeds pretty easily. For two-color designs in the CADCUT process, you do have to heat apply them separately. So I'm going to lay down the first color of my design and heat apply it for the recommended time and temperature. Just like when you bake a cake, all these materials have a time, temperature, and application that we recommend that you heat print them on. They always come with either the material when you purchase it, or it's available online or in catalogs as well. I'm trimming apart my last design since I had ganged my designs up together to save material and cut them all at once. Once you remove the carrier, the final design will stay on the garment. And then I'll just heat press my second color. So the steps to do some of these bling effects is quite similar to what you would do normally with rhinestones. But instead of it being more of a 6 or 7 step to get your transfer, it's only a 2-step to get to the transfer. You just cut it and you weed it. There's no brushing stones. There's no picking it up with the transfer paper. It's really just quick and simple and more cost effective as well, as we'll see. There's also a lot of garments that we'll notice that you're able to do with heat transfer materials that may not be able to be accommodated, or designs that might not be accommodated with rhinestones, which is where these bling effects will kind of apply to a little bit more. So once I peel the carrier here, I'll just have a completed design. So it's pretty quick and simple even for the 2-color design. So now we have a kind of an understanding of the simple CADCUT process as it is. Let's take a look at the effects that are available for the CADCUT process and where they're all good for, and some tips and tricks to get decorating with them. The first one that I want to take a look at is going to be the least bling. I'd like to go from kind of a 0 to 80 type deal. We'll start with some of the more pearl-like finish, like the Fashionfilm Electric, and then we'll go to the most bling. So if I was going to rate this on a bling factor, I might rate this more of a 1 to 10. Let's say it's a 7. It's got a little bit more bling. It's got a metallic sheen to it, and it's almost pearl-like. There's a good bit of colors that are available in this. My favorite thing about this Fashionfilm Electric when you're trying to decide what material to use for your design is that it'll help you be able to gradually go from a basic film to more of a metallic type foil finish without being a little too radical. So maybe you're doing sports apparel or children's apparel, or even for unisex or men's spirit wear where they're not going to want the full rhinestone bling glitter effect. This is where something like that would fit in really well. Fashionfilm Electric also has a really nice 2-color application. So you're able to tack the first layer down if you're putting it down as a background for only 2 seconds instead of the full 15-second application. Peel it hot, and then the second step will actually just be the full time and temperature. So when you're doing 2-color with glitter flake or with Fashionfilm Electric, you're actually completely cutting the time in half that it would take you to do a 2-color design. So that's one of the great things. I'd actually prefer to even put it as a background layer on some of the other bling effects just to add a little bit extra sheen. It's also one of the thinnest and softest foil heat transfer materials that are out there. A lot of them have a little bit more of a feel to them on the garment, but this one's usually pretty soft and it's durable as well. So a lot of foils, if you're screen printing foils or using any type of heat transfer foil with transfers or anything, they're not as durable. Usually you see some cracking and some peeling, and with a lot of these heat transfer materials, you get a more durable finish, and Fashionfilm Electric is definitely one of them. So you can put them on some non-contact sports jerseys, and we'll see where some of this all applies as well with the different markets. The next heat transfer material I'd like to take a look at would be the second most blingy, and this is more of an 8 on a scale from 1 to 10. The Fashionfilm Metallic 2 has a really strong mirror-like foil finish, so you can see yourself, and actually if you look at the sunglasses in the photo here, you can actually see where the cutter was laying in front of it, so it picked up that cutter, so you can actually see yourself. It lends to make some really great retail designs. and things like that when you're trying to just add a little bit of extra sheen or an extra shine. Also great, again, for men's spirit wear and perfect for single color designs. Fashionfilm Metallic, too, is one of those heat transfer materials that cannot be layered on top of it, so it can't be a background layer. You could easily layer it on top of another vinyl, no problem, but it won't allow anything else to adhere on top of it. The third bling effect that I want to look at for heat transfer materials is hologram, which is really popular for things like dance, cheer, spirit wear, retail designs, children's wear, you name it. It's out there. It gives you this unique iridescent shine, and you can kind of take a look in the photo here and see how it's shining so many different colors. Not only is it gold, but there's some green, some pink, some blue. It just really gives you a neat effect, almost like a kaleidoscope effect, which is something really unique. And the best thing we'll see in some of the pricing here in our garments is that you don't add a large price increase for any of these heat transfer materials, especially hologram. You'll notice you're usually adding pennies for this material versus some of the other basic heat transfer single color materials. The last bling effect that I want to look at, and obviously the most popular because everybody saves the best for last, is our glitter flake. If you haven't seen this material yet on garments out in stores or anywhere, it's definitely the most popular. On a bling scale from 1 to 10, I would definitely rate this an 11, maybe even a 12. I could push it that far as well. The finish is just amazing. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. It comes in 23 different colors, so it allows you to be able to create designs for spirit wear, for retail designs. I mean, the options are definitely out there. Small businesses, able to create a lot of full color graphics that will stand out like rhinestones, but they won't weigh down the garment because it won't have that heavy weight like you would if you had a full print design done in rhinestones. So it stands out just like that, has that real glitter texture, and you're able to create these full bling effects in one quick, simple step. If you remember, I mentioned the CADCUT process is just a cut, weed, heat, apply. So you can get these full bling effects with glitter flake with only one single quick step as well. The heat application is 10 to 15 seconds, so it's very quick and able to get done. So the first thing I want to look at is how to obviously increase your sales by using your current customers. Now that we have a understanding of the different finishes, the market you're currently decorating for is obviously one of the easiest ways you can start making money. You already have your clientele in your sports and your spirit wear and your small business market. So now instead of giving them a basic design, you can sell them a garment that's a little bit more and just make more on every sale. That's one of the best ways I always think about increasing your sales at the bottom line. You want to sell more to every customer, and this materials will definitely allow you to do that by adding a different film that won't cost you a lot of money more than what you're currently using. So we'll take a look at both sports, spirit, and the small business market, since that seems to be the bulk of where our current customers usually lie. So sportswear, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking I'm a nutcase for bringing some foil bling effects into sportswear, but if you've noticed lately, it seems like names and numbers are kind of getting more radical with prints and foils and different designs. And Fashionfilm Electric is actually, because of the durability of it, is a great way to bring that foil-like finish without being too radical to sports. You're able to kind of do a name and number on the front and back of a jersey, two-color, for a minimal cost increase than what normally would do a two-color design for. So this I'm able to do. I just did a women's softball jersey with eagles on the front, a name and number on the back. The front I have a 4-inch number, and on the back I actually put an 8-inch number. For the cost of the material, I did mix it with the Premium Plus. So if you're not familiar with our Premium Plus, it's just a basic single color material that's really thin. I wanted to put 2 thin layers down since I didn't want a heavy garment, so I chose the Premium Plus for my first layer. You can kind of see on the zoom in picture just how pearl-like the finished almost is. It's not anything to where you would have to worry about certifications or any standards being broken just by switching a lilac color up into this little bit of, we call it grape ice, for this purple Fashionfilm Electric. The cost for a garment like this, the jersey I believe cost me about $15 from Teamwork Athletic, and then I did the cost of the material and added some labor and overhead, and your cost for this garment would be about $21.50 Obviously, everybody has their way that they mark stuff up. Whether you double it, you can spend $42 on the garment for a softball jersey, two-color names and numbers, or you could, however you usually price your uniforms. But you can see how much more you can spell. And even if you're looking to go up against some competitors, this might win you the edge over them, being able to offer a little bit different shine, especially for women's sports. Moving to a little bit more manly design with the Fashionfilm Electric, because we obviously want to target the male market as well. We're using the Fashionfilm Electric, and it's in, I think, Firecracker Red's the red, and then Prism, but they're really great for two-color designs. Again, these I just layered one on top of each other. There's no contour or anything that's cut out in between. They're layered vinyl on vinyl. Took me 20 seconds to be able to get both these materials on the garment. 2-second tack on the red. The silver I just went over for another 18 seconds. So the heat application was really quick for this two-color design. Obviously not going to break the bank whenever I'm looking to do this over some of the other designs with basic films as well. So we're looking at a $15 warm-up jacket, and then you add in your cost of labor and material as well. The material costs for these are usually pretty mind-blowing and how inexpensive you can get as well. And the labor is pretty good as well, considering you don't have to do all the steps you would normally do for some rhinestones or even screen printing if you were looking at that. So you're looking at about 40 cents in material cost for the two-color electric. Jumping from sportswear just to make an easy transition into spiritwear, and of course that's the most natural place where you would think you would find some of these bling effects or foils or glitters or anything like that. This one here is actually my favorite. We actually took a fan jersey. I think the fan jersey is a nice way to transition your spiritwear into being a little bit more sporty and make more money. How many of these do you think you could sell versus a t-shirt with just a basic knights on front of it? It's definitely more appealing to a lot of the younger crowd in colleges or high schools and things like that. So this would be one way that you can use glitter flake. Obviously, to do this with stones, it would be not only expensive to do a full color print like that, even if I was doing it on a cotton t-shirt. It would take me a little bit of time to be able to get the stones, and the weight of it would be heavy as well on any garment. And obviously, the rhinestones would probably not heat apply to the way this mesh jersey kind of applies. So that's one of the great things about glitter flake. You might already sell rhinestones in your shop, but you're looking for ways to make more money, so why not add this bling effect onto fan jerseys and be able to give them a bigger look. The fan jersey I had just purchased from Teamwork Athletic again, and it cost me I think about $10 for the promo jersey. Added some glitter flake. I ganged the designs up back to back to be able to cut them. If you're looking for an easier way to do the names and numbers on the back, we do obviously sell the glitter flake in pre-spaced as well. You can order it cut from us and we'll send it to you. So that's one way to get it done quickly, and then you can customize the front of the garments. So that's one of the best designs I think for spiritwear with glitter flake. The spiritwear with hologram is also popular for more of a unisex apparel, but a lot of women as well. Here I just used the Tiger's design with a two-color. Because the designs were far enough apart, I'm able to heat press them in one step and get it done pretty quickly. Take a look in at the zoom of the hologram. You can see how many shines there is on this garment. I mean, it really mimics sequins quite nicely. If you're looking for an easier, inexpensive way to do sequins, this is a great alternative. Hologram actually doesn't add much cost to your garment. I think I had mentioned other than a basic film. If I was going to compare this to a basic film like Sport Film Light, which is really good for t-shirts, you're looking at about 10 cents more in material to upgrade to the hologram. You could still, at that kind of price, you could charge $5 more for this garment and be making nearly $5 more on every shirt. So that's kind of the idea of using these basic films, or these special effects films instead of basic films. You can just sell the garment for so much more for such minimal cost to you. And even the labor intense is not much more than a basic film to weed, heat, apply. It's all about the same with these applications. So the cost for this garment, I have a $3.50 shirt. I think I added about $3 in labor, and then the rest of it is all in material cost. So it's pretty inexpensive to get this kind of design created. Another thing is great for spirit wear is being able to upgrade. You know, if you're obviously selling them t-shirts, why not sell them yoga pants with the same great bling design, and a bag to add on as well. Here I've paired together this whole pair kind of as a package set, so you can sell them as a spirit wear package to your schools, whether it be to some of the cheerleaders or just to fans for the team. It's a great way to upsell. You could even do a package deal where you offer the t-shirt, the pants, and the bag in for free. The cost of these are obviously, they're a fitness yoga pants. We use a little bit more fashionable Bella pant for the design. I think the pants cost about $13. The top costs about $5, just a V-neck Bella t-shirt, more of a women's fit kind of fitted t-shirt. And then the bag, which is a promo canvas bag, just something you can easily throw a couple books in and take to school with you. I think the bag was about $2.50. So the nice thing about creating all these designs together is I was able to cut all the gold, all the purple, and get a low material cost for this design. So the cost with the cost of the garments, then I added, you know, about $6 labor and overhead, because I do have a lot of garments I'm going to be switching in and out. Those pants to heat press, I did do a two-step application because I have a full leg print and I wasn't able to get it fully on the 16 by 20 heat press. So that's one other thing you can do just to kind of upgrade your spirit wear. The cost for these garments was $32 with labor, overhead, and I think we had about $4.30 in material between all the glitter materials by gagging up the design. So when you can use the scrap to do a bag like that, you can usually make a good bit of money or help promote your company as well. So now that we've moved from the sports and the spirit wear market, I want to jump to local businesses, because I think this is where people traditionally try to stay away from whenever they're using either heat transfer materials or especially the bling effects or rhinestones or anything. Traditionally, small businesses, and I'm sure you guys could all agree, they use embroidery. It's normally the method to go, either embroidery. Usually you don't screen print because a lot of your local small businesses might be, like let's say this dance studio here, Extreme Dance Studio opens up a shop. You know, she's only got 2 girls with her, and then she has, you know, 2 people right in the front office there, and she just needs 4 or 5 garments, and she wants them done, you know, in a way that she'll stand out. So whenever people are coming into their dance studio, she wants something that makes her look like she's, you know, this studio is making money, and it's, you know, going to give a best product for these girls. And so rhinestones might be a little too expensive or a little too out of our price range, or maybe just for the 4 or 5 garments, it's just a little too labor intensive even to set up the transfers if you're not using a heat transfer or a rhinestone machine. So for this, you could offer hologram. It's an inexpensive design. You could sell these shirts easily to her at $15 to $20 a piece, depending on whether she wants to do it at group rate. The cost is only going to cost you $6.70. Again, just a quick cotton T-shirt that was $350 or $3.50. That'd be really expensive. $3.50, and then added in some material costs as well. It's just a one-step application, and you're still getting all these multicolored designs, so you don't even really need to add a second color on the background or anywhere else in this design, because this stands out enough alone. So that's one way you can bring bling effects into your local businesses. Try to think about any local companies starting up, or their dance studios or cheer gyms or anything like that that you could, even small boutiques might be good for hologram and some of these bling effects. Of course, everybody has a local restaurant they like to go to, usually just a small mom and pop shop. I have a ton of them in my small town. So here I've created a T-shirt for them that's a little bit more fashionable and stands out. Don Patron's Cantina, I made him a glitter flake shirt. So obviously I'm sure you're sitting there thinking this is a really great garment, but I'm going to be limited to who would wear this. Of course, the guy behind the bar might not want to put this on. So you can give them 2 options. This would be great for their women. Why not do it with Metallic 2 or Fashionfilm Electric, and be able to give them you know, 2 versions they can even choose from, or the workers can purchase their own if they choose to as well, or sell them in their shops. So that's one great way. I did a 3-color glitter material with this. Again, just a quick way to get 3-color designs without doing the labor intensive of kind of the rhinestone. So with this, I included my $3.50 garment. I usually like to buy the same T-shirts for these designs. and added some material costs and a little bit more labor, since this is actually a 3-color design, so I'm going to be weeding 3 different colors and heat pressing 3 different colors as well. Here in the zoom in, you can see the bling effects just from the glitter materials. It's really, like I said, nothing like you've ever seen before. Rhinestones don't stand out like this. It's just the glitter materials that just give you that full bling effect like that. So last thing I wanted to cover a little bit with some of the recent markers that you guys might already be in is obviously retail. If you sell in any small shops or retail designs, Metallic 2 is a great alternative for that, because it helps meet that male and female market. Obviously, if you're looking at the hologram or the glitter flake, it obviously has a little bit more of a female target market, but this one will give just about anybody, whether sports. This is just a kind of a retail ankle breakers design. You could add people's Twitter names or anything they might want to customize this kind of garment for them. Again, I just basically did a little bit of cost for the material. $3 for the shirt, added in I think $2.50 for labor and overhead, or $3 for labor and overhead, and then the rest of it was covered in the material costs. So we had a pretty big design. I think it's about 11 by 11 on that, so we had a good bit of material to cover that print, but definitely could sell for $20 and you'd make more than half of your money back, or more than double. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with your current businesses. So there's 2 ways, like I mentioned, to obviously increase your sales. One is obviously to sell more to more customers. The second one is to get more customers. So the bling effects can open up new opportunities for you to sell more to more people. It obviously brings a whole new range of people into your target market. So now when you were sending sports and spirit, you can also do custom designs for events and holidays and bridal designs as well. You're not limited whenever you do these, because the artwork is so simple and easy to do. The first design, like I said, for new markets is the bridal industry, which is very big. A lot of people have gotten into this and made full businesses on just decorating for bachelorette parties and bridals, and putting bridesmaids' garments on, or bridesmaids' names onto garments and customizing. And that's where heat transfer materials really can fit in, because you can do it really inexpensively and you can do it quickly and still give them that bling effect. So obviously rhinestones has been very popular in this market, but to be able to customize name by name, to create some of the templates using just a vinyl cutter if you don't have a rhinestone software, can get pretty labor intensive. But to be able to set it up very quickly in Corel Draw or CADWorks Live, if you're familiar with that, you can easily type in a name, cut it out in your vinyl cutter and heat press it on. It's that simple. Even if you wanted to do a stock bachelorette design in rhinestones and add the bridesmaids' names all in glitter flake, it'd be a great opportunity for you to increase every sale. You could add $5 to your t-shirt if you just add your name to the design. So that's one way to start selling into this bachelorette party market. This design here, I actually, just to mention real quick, I did create all these designs in CADWorks Live or using the Dane's Cut-Ups clip art. So this was just created in CADWorks Live. It's a great free online design software. So if you're not familiar with how to create designs for the CADCUT process, it's very simple to use that. It has clip art and text and different items as well for you to be able to create these kind of designs. Now, if you're selling into the bridal market, why not upsell while you've got the girls in the shop getting their 6 to 10 bridesmaid shirts for the bachelorette party? You could throw in a free accessory, get your group shirts here, and we'll give you a free accessory for the bride for her wedding day. This here would fall in. We just put her name on the small little makeup bag. And for this, I just used the scrap material of glitter flake. And that's one of the great things about heat transfer materials and vinyl cutters, is that you're able to cut scrap pieces as well. So if I had 20 inches of material and my design only covered 10 inches of it, then I've still got half of my material that could be ultimately waste. Why not, if I'm not ganging up designs, why not create something else, like maybe a name or something that I could customize a freebie for them, or even just sell it for $5, just to be able to get the business. So it's up to you and how you want to do that, but help create your packages with these kind of items as well, just by using the scrap material that would have normally probably been thrown away anyways. Another new market you could get into is events. So this one is just like a heart walk. A lot of the Race for the Cures and a lot of those, you can create custom garments for people. Maybe they're want to put the person they're running for on their garment, or they want to put a date or an event of the day of the race. That kind of stuff you can always do custom designs as well. And this is the full 2-color. You can see the bling is the glitter flake with these type of garments as well. So you're not limited to spirit wear with glitter materials or retail designs. You can get into events, anything that can be custom, whether you want to put someone's name or the runner ID, anything where you want to do that. Glitter flake's durable enough for this type of applications. And we're talking about the durability of glitter flake, in case any of you might be wondering. It's actually a very durable glitter material. I think it's usually about 30 washes for the durability of it. Personally, I have some garments with it on at my own house, and I'm not the kind of person that follows the instructions like you're normally supposed to. We recommend that you would obviously wash cold water and dry on low heat inside out, and I'm more of a one-load hot water, a high heat kind of girl. So I don't even wash it like it's supposed to be washed and take good care of it, but it's still holding up very good, and I've probably washed it well over 25 to 30 times. So just a little bit of tip if you're looking for how durable is this glitter material versus rhinestones. Another new way that you can create new opportunities is to create holiday looks. We obviously have Halloween and Christmas coming up right around the corner, and who wouldn't love a red and green bling Christmas tree with some of these glitter materials? Very, very popular. This one was just a bling dress actually created with glitter flake into a 4-color design. So the back color that you're seeing is actually the light multicolored glitter flake. So we put that darker color behind the regular silver glitter flake to make the white really stand out and look like it's truly white, although it's actually the glitter silver color, so we don't have a white glitter. But this will be able to create that red, white, and blue full bling effect. And you might be wondering, how was I able to get this design butt up next to each other if I can't layer glitter flake on glitter flake? And when we created this design in the artwork, we just created a contour around where we were able to line up the design neck on neck, so they're right next to each other. So it looks like we have a multi-layer design, but instead we have they're all heat pressed to the actual fabric there. So this was a 4-color design. So we got the red, the white, the blue, and the light multi. If you wanted to add a parade, you could obviously put that on here as well. But the cost of the dress, I believe, was about $7.50 for just a t-shirt, cotton t-shirt dress. We applied the glitter flake to it, and then we just heat pressed it on. I think the material, I added about $4 for labor, and then the material cost is mixed in there as well. I think it's about $1.75 in glitter flake, cost of material as well. One of the other great things about CADCUT materials is that you're able to layer a lot of them on top of each other, or you can put any of these glitters, holograms, electric, metallic too. All of these can be put on top of another vinyl. Because I know we get a lot of questions here at our office, can I put rhinestones on that heat transfer vinyl? And unfortunately, you're not able to put rhinestones on top of a vinyl, only a screen print or a fabric. It won't adhere to the vinyl. So this will be a great way to create multicolored designs that still have bling when you're looking for a way to do that without having to just put the stones around or cut holes out of the vinyl so that the stones will lay down over it. You can just heat press right over top of that other vinyl. The last design I do want to take a quick look at is vacations. Obviously, everybody takes vacations. We've all probably just finished most of ours up with the summer ending here. But this is just a quick 1-color blue design. The blue for this hologram shines just like an ocean. So if I'm creating shirts from family trips, maybe they take a family photo every year, or it's a big family trip. My family personally takes a big trip together, so we could all wear matching T-shirts on the way down, get a picture at the beach. It's easy and simple to make these garments for a low amount of money. You're actually adding pennies onto what it would cost you to do this with a single color vinyl versus this hologram material. You're getting a much neater effect, especially if you're looking to do children's apparel. It's CPSA certified, so you're able to put this on children's apparel and create this really cool, whether it's a butterfly or this is just a a sailboat in the ocean. So it opens up a lot of opportunities in that market where it may not have been before. Like I had mentioned, the cost of hologram is really inexpensive. It comes in a lot of different colors to kind of open up your opportunities depending on what market you're planning on going into with it. But, you know, I'm looking at a small design here on a women's tank top. I think it cost me about $3 for the tank top. I added $3 for labor and overhead and 65 cents in material. So it's pretty inexpensive just to create these single color designs that look like sequins or something that's much more expensive, and you can obviously sell them along with those type of garments because they give you that effect. So just more ways to make more money on every garment without costing an arm and a leg. So obviously everybody wants to do. So last thing I want to cover before I let you guys all go back to your shops, I'm sure you're all jumping around and getting excited to start making some of these garments, is how can you take this to your shop and start you know, making samples or showing your customers what all you can do. And the first thing is you can create samples for them. An easy way to do that is maybe you're going into a spirit wear market, or you know what school colors that you're going to need. We sell all of our bling effects in 1-yard cuts, so you can order 1-yard cuts of the material and be able to just create some sample garments to give your sales team. This is also our CADCUT direct heat transfer material website, so if you were looking to order you know, a 1-yard cut or anything like that, just go to CADCUTdirect.com. All the materials are loaded here on the page. So if I scroll down, I can see the Fashionfilm Electric, the Metallic 2, the glitter flake, and the hologram. So they're all right around each other, and they're marked with whether you want a foil finish or a glitter finish. Once you've selected the material, I'll select the glitter flake here. It brings up your products page. You can see the colors that are available in each material and add them to your cart. We do offer exclusive online pricing as well, so once you add it to the cart, you'll notice that the price gets a little bit cheaper as well for some of these glitter effects. So that's one way you can do it. Another way is maybe you're thinking that I don't want to order 1-yard cuts of 4 different materials, but I still want to make samples to show, you know, my customers what all I can do. And another thing I would recommend is our bling kit. We sell a bling kit that covers all 4 of these bling materials, where you can get a sheet of 3 different colors for each material and make your own samples with it. And also comes with clip art and swatches. So if you want a specific color to show your customers, you have the swatches available to show them what colors it comes in. So to find this on our website, you just go up to the top and look for the heat printing kits. And this would be the bling kit. Again, you'll see a quick picture here that kind of shows everything you get into it. But you get 3 sheets of each of those materials, the electric, the metallic 2, the glitter flake, the hologram, vector art file CD with images from our cut-ups clip art CD, which the tiger's image that was actually here in the webinar came from this bling kit, and also those cut-up CD, swatches, application instructions, and everything you pretty much need to make samples and show your customers everything you can do with these bling effects. So I encourage you guys to get started showing your customers what all you can do. I'm excited for you guys, and I thank you all for attending. Jody, do we happen to have any questions?
Great presentation, Courtney, and also thanks everyone for joining us. Lois actually was curious. She had asked about, asked for you to repeat the clip art section, where it is that you created your designs, or where someone could get clip art and create these designs easily.
Yeah, to create these designs easily, and actually if you guys can still see my screen, I'll just take you to it. It's called cadworkslive.com. And it's a free online design software for all of Stahl's customers. You just have to set up and log into your account. So if I put up our account real quick, we'll log in. There's a bunch of different designers that you can choose from here. So I'll just do the CAD print designer. It's the most recent designer and has all the capabilities. And it's basically just a quick online design tool. You can choose clip art. You can use text. So that's definitely one way to create your designs. It's got a ton of different templates and images in there, so I would encourage everybody to kind of use that to its fullest potential, because it's on there, it's free, and it's a great tool. And then you can also purchase a cut-ups clip art CD if you just want a clip art CD. We sell that online. It's called Stahl's Cut-Ups Clip Arts, and it's just available on our website as well.
And May would like to know, how do you calculate cost in some of these materials?
I have it's called a material calculator, and I believe it's available on the Great Garments Graphics website as well, where it actually, you can put in the size of your design, and it'll break out the cost per material for that design. So I always do my material cost separate from my labor and overhead cost as well, and then I just figure in how much time I have. There's another calculator that's also available on the Great Garment Graphics website, and I'd be happy to link them to my blog post. If you just check the blog tomorrow for, if you're unable to find them, I'll link them on there as well, so you're able to find the calculators. But that's one tool that we use for all of our stalls materials and for labor and overhead as well, to be able to calculate them by time and for material by square inch.
Great. And then the last question, Lou wanted to know how you created the cut look for the word Texas in one of your slides.
For the word Texas? Or was it tigers?
She has here Texas, but maybe it was tigers. Let's see.
I have a couple tigers designed. The tigers design.
Oh, probably on the tigers. Yep.
Yeah, we just I downloaded a font from the defont.com, which is a free design or free font website that you can download fonts, and I just used that. It's one of the specific fonts on there to create the design.
Great. And I think that's it, Courtney.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, guys, for attending, and then check out the blog for some of those tools you can use as well.
Okay, so I'd like to thank everyone for joining. Any questions that haven't been answered during this presentation, we will answer following the presentation. And as always, if you have any questions, you can definitely contact us at greatgarmentgraphics.com. And as a sponsor of greatgarmentgraphics.com, we'd like to thank Courtney for joining us today for the presentation. Did you have anything else to finish up there, Courtney?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, have a great day.